Hello YouTube. Today we're gonna do a battle featuring me and Protocol on NATO's side and the enemy, USSR. It's gonna be fun. Okay, this one seems to be the right one. Since you're not gonna be able to see the last video, yeah, I thought I got the wrong video or recording that I was watching, and I was like, this doesn't seem right, blah blah blah. Stuff that isn't really important now, but it happened. I think I hear a vehicle. No, it's not a vehicle. Alright, I'm gonna pause it. And look over the armies, of course. There's this command jeep with its lone driver. There's some of these things. I hope I'm loud enough too. I know in the last video it was very close with the sound of stuff in my voice, but it happens. Ooh, he's got a lot of these. I like these tanks, the MBTs 70s, they're pretty good. He's got this Special Forces and an unarmed transport. I don't like the unarmed transport because they're kind of useless once you transport. He's got these tanks. He's got a very large army compared to mine. He's got some British tanks. He's got a command vehicle just hanging out. Over here, I have, my basic army, Abrams. MBTs, I have one Challenger back here hiding in the bushes. They're all moving. Anti-air missile trucks. And I also brought some infantry for this one. These are French Foreign Legion. So they're gonna do their thing, and I got my rocket artillery that I love so much. And Bradleys, they're here too. Ah, go away unit info. There we go, that's much better. And our enemies have brought a small army as well. Oh, by my standards at least. As you can see, they got an armed command vehicle. They got some anti-air with guns and missiles. Command vehicle here, FOB, some of these, and a missile AAA unit. AA unit. There's no 3As. Infantry, of course. A lot of infantry. And some of these more anti-air. And this opponent brought the larger army that's facing Protocol. A lot of these light vehicles, I guess you would call them. Some unarmed recon. Which I like to bring armed recon just so they can help. Some of these anti-air units with the two dudes in the back. I got stuck there for a second. Kind of scary. Alright, here we go. As you can see, my opponent's bringing in... Oh wait, I should slow this down just a little bit. He's bringing in some infantry. Was it stuck on fast mode? Yes, it was. So anyways, my Bradley's gonna take them out instantly, and they're all like, oh, we're confused, stuff happened. Immediately I get in a firefight with these dudes on Protocol's side, because they're like, rush, we got this, bros, and they don't got this at all. As you can see, they definitely don't got this. They're trying to get this, they don't got this, because I got some tanks over there, Abrams. They're just making mincemeat of these guys. They don't stand a chance. Routing, machine gun fire. There's my Challenger. You see him up on the hill. He's getting some one hits on him. Here comes the heavy machine gun fire. Protocol. I think Protocol brought a tank? No. Yeah, Protocol's bringing his tanks forth to help me. As you can see, I lost a Bradley, and that's about it here. I bring forth another Bradley. My Challenger's having a good day. All the resupply. My Abrams got some good flanking shots. And I bring up this recon, which didn't do much, I don't think. But anyways, as you can see, I got my French Foreign Legion here. They're doing their thing. And don't worry, I'm going to make another video where I focus more on protocol side. I think, because there's a lot of fighting in this one. I guess there's not on my side yet. Oh, holy lag. This is weird. Holy crap. Stop it, computer. Okay, what's going on? My computer's having a tantrum. Oh my god. Thank you. It's probably Norton being a retard. You know how those virus scans can be. What the hell? Maybe it's just that position. Oh, frame rate! Wow. That is bad. I wonder why it's doing that. Oh, go back! I can't move. I'm getting really retarded frame rate right this second. So anyways, these Russian infantry push up. My French Foreign Legion are here to stop them. I bring up these APCs to do some shooting because my French Foreign Legion are French, so they run away. As you can see, you know, they're shooting in the air. See the guy with that RPG, man, he's rocking it. So this battle through the streets, I bring up, you know, these recon vehicles to try and make a difference. Right there I got a rocket barrage going, but it's very inaccurate. So I bring up my tanks and stuff, and I'm trying to think, well, do I really want to push up? I want to protect my command vehicle, but I can't right this second. Some Legion's still hanging out in these trees. Oh, never mind, those are enemies. Yeah, they're routing the wrong direction into the enemies. It's always fun when they route into the enemies and die. So I bring in some special forces. And over here, of course, my anti-tank team are having a very good day. Oh, they missed there. There we go. They kill that thing. There's a recon chopper over here. I don't want to... They take out my command vehicle, which is sad. But I don't want to move my tanks and stuff into the town, because they'll just shoot them with RPGs and kill them, and it would be bad. So here I'm bringing up more infantry. German infantry this time. To make the difference. DE difference. Now my Spedal forces are landing. This unit routes because they see my special forces and they just can't take it. And my vehicles are shooting, taking some pot shots and things they see in the town. Challenger kills 2 people. My special forces land, and they go into the town. These are the green jackets. As you can see, they have the ability to teleport through walls, which is very useful. Now, my vehicles are still being able to shoot into the town, killing all the infantry. Right there, I get some more artillery firing. I almost hit some of my guys, which is embarrassing. As you can see, my Germans are shooting up those vehicles. They get destroyed. I have this Roland trying to take out the that scout helicopter, which is apparently very difficult for it because it cannot shoot and move at the same time. It's its downfall, man. Over here, the enemy's trying to sneak some infantry over. I keep peppering over here with rocket artillery. So as you can see, I'm moving up all my infantry into the woods to try and scout out for enemies. While Protocol is fighting for this town over here, which there is a ton of tanks he's bringing up, as you can see. They control a lot of the zones, so they can get a lot of points. So right here they start shooting at my rocket artillery. As you can see, this recon helicopter bites it. After all it did, I captured this supply helicopter, so I was pretty happy about that. As you can see, I'm supplying my Challenger, you know, it needs a lot of fuel. Protocol's pushing up. I have my Roland going back, and I have this missile launcher retreating over to Protocol's side. And I have another anti-aircraft missile just driving around. This unarmed helicopter flying around, seeing what I can do with it. See, Protocol's Leopard just kind of hanging out there. So I'm bringing these guys forth, and they're going to shoot at the enemy. Eventually that helicopter's going to land and give us some supply. Right there's a missile. It misses, only barely. So I'm shooting up his light vehicles. And some of his missile launchers too. They destroy the helicopter, which is sad, because that's worth a lot of points. It's like 137 or something. And plus now I don't have supplies. So I'm shooting up his AA guns. Now he brings forth some tanks into my range, which I gladly shoot as well. Just peppering his guys. Taking these tanks out, as you can see. They're all stunned, they don't know what to do. And then Protocol comes over here with a flanking attack and takes him out from the other direction. So teamwork. And over here my Green Jackets get some good shots on his UAZ, but I wasn't paying attention to this part of the battle, so I couldn't really celebrate it. But we eventually take it out, which is nice. They died. As you can see, I'm now launching missiles because now the enemy's far enough away. Completely obliterate the enemy here, but now they're bringing in these dudes over here. Some missile launchers, but they bring them way too close to my troops. And my troops gladly fill them full of beautiful bullet holes and make them go explodey. But as you can see, all my vehicles are heavily damaged at this point, so I'm only going to fall back and regroup my dudes so they can get repaired, because I don't want to lose any of my Abrams, because they are expensive. So I've pulled these guys back, and I'm able to recapture my FOB, and they're just kind of hanging out right now. Protocol's troops get in a firefight with these dudes, killing some infantry. I know I told Protocol to shoot up the supply trucks. I think he actually got some. You always want to shoot up the enemy supplies so they can't repair their units. It's a very intelligent thing to do. You capture it when you can, you shoot it when you can. So here I'm resupplying all my dudes. My helicopter runs out of supplies because, you know, it takes a lot of supplies to repair these Abrams. And you know, the Challenger just needs so much fuel all the time. So as you can see, Protocol's force has been very diminished. He doesn't have much left. But he's still fighting with these few tanks, trying to make the difference. Eventually this guy gives up. Alf. I don't think he's the real Alf. He tries to be. I think he's an imposter. Just my opinion. Anyways, yeah. So I rush this helicopter over here just to see what I can see. This thing takes pot shots at it. And, you know, it flies away. So I see, like, a bunch of supplies, so I'm thinking maybe, you know, the command vehicle's near the supply or whatever. So eventually I take aim at it with my rocket artillery. As you can see, the enemy's pushing up here once again, and I have my anti-tank teams shooting them once again. You should really, well, you can't really push up with infantry either, because I got the autocannon, but you should really push in with maybe some helicopters. Infantry supported with helicopters or something, rather than using tanks against anti-tank, and you should never stop here. You should push in closer. Here he's got some infantry coming in, but, you know, his tank routes. So here, I bring it in just so I can see these guys and target them with corrective fire, which is more accurate. Here I'm pushing up my tanks. You know, Protocol's very close in combat here. He's getting shot up pretty badly. You know, he pulls back right there. And the enemy can't shoot at him because they can't see him beyond this hill. Right here he's got a recon vehicle that is destroyed terribly. I'm pushing up some new recon vehicles. Trying to recoup my losses. They shoot down my whirlybird, I think. Yeah, they do. But as you can see over here, they're bringing up their infantry, but my autocannon is making minced cheese of them. Or is it Swiss? It's Swiss cheese. My bad. As you can see, right now it's missing because it's Dirtface McGee. The autocannon's able to thin them out enough where my infantry can take care of them with their M16s when they get close enough. So that was a pretty good defense I put there. I also got a rocket launcher back here just in case they try to flank me again with a helicopter. And Protocol's bringing up some infantry here. He already recaptured this point, so now we're getting the 4 points. So we can build more stuff. As you can see, I got these supplies. I'm just trying to repair my dudes and stuff before I go launch a final attack on them. Here I got my rocket artillery firing. Here's my helicopter. Here I try to share some supplies with Protocol. Because as you can see, he needs it. As you can see, one of their vehicles in there decides to pop off a missile, and my whirlybird goes crashing. Darn. Right here, the enemy's trying to push up. Protocol did not disembark his troops, which is bad. Right here he is. They're desperately trying to get some shots off to try and destroy this anti-air vehicle. It's just doing terrible things to them. He's got these troops over here that are getting slaughtered. Troops over here that are getting slaughtered. And you know, he's pushing up these APCs to try and make a difference. It's very difficult to make a difference. And I bring up these dudes. And I disembark them. Try and hold the point that we haven't captured right now. Oh, that's because they brought up a dude. So right now I'm firing rockets just kind of in the forest area here. Some rocket artillery. Yeah. As you can see, it's very inaccurate because I'm not using corrective fire. I'm just telling it to fire wherever. Oh, wait, here's my helicopter. So as you can see, I have very few troops. I got some Legion with FAMAs, and that's about it. And I got a lot of dudes, but right now they're not really using them because they are low on rockets and fuel and stuff. And they don't know how many guys we got. So right here I push up, and my Bradley pops off a few rounds, you know, and it gets destroyed really quickly, and these guys get the last kill. My recon squad. And that battle took 21 minutes and 3 seconds. It was pretty fun. I had a really good time playing it with my best botanist bud, Protomacalls. As you can see, apparently I only got 4 command points. Who knows? I don't know if that's a glitch or I actually only got 4 command points and Protocol got the rest. Because my army was very expensive, I only had the 1 command vehicle. Anyways, so I gave up 951 casualties, Protocol gave up 983. Our enemies gave up 2,261 or 60 casualties, and Alf, the fake Alf, not the real one, gave up 771 and only got 601 kills. So the top, this guy, however you want to pronounce that, got the most kills and casualties, but he stayed the longest. Sadly, I can't scroll down and show you how much the Challenger killed, because it did quite good. That was that battle. I guess I could go back. And we're back, and this time we're going to be focusing on Protocol's side. I'm going to speed it up just a tad. As you can see, Protocol has a lot of command vehicles because he bought cheaper units than I did. But right here's the enemy. The enemy's rushing down here to start off the battle quite fast, maybe? Oh, I'll go forward just a tad. Yeah, Protocol moves in his troops. And I make a mark. Yeah, I make a mark of defense there because I see the helicopter coming. And I'm like, you're being flanked. So we're voice chatting during this. So right here, his troops are going to start engaging. Nope, they're not. I lied. They took too long to aim because they're slow. But these guys are going to start shooting maybe. Yep. That was not a lie. So right here, they're detracked and stuck in mud and stuff. It happens when you go in the woods. It seems to happen less frequently now. So the enemy calls forth some more units. As you can see, Protocol's troops are having a nice day. He's got his troops all bunched together here. A lot of these AA units. Flacking. Got a recon up here. As you can see, the guy's weapons jammed. Tracked optical failure, all this stuff's happening to all these troops. That guy's weapon's jammed. He dies. The guy with a stuck track. These two got problems too. Protocol pulls up to help me. As you can see, he's pushing up these anti-air vehicles to see what he can see. He's also got some tanks backing him up. These anti-air vehicles come across these tanks and they start shooting while moving. Which just makes them a bit inaccurate, but it also makes the enemy harder to hit them because they're moving target. He's bringing his tanks into the forest. And the enemy's tanks are retreating down this because they're very damaged. They get some AA, but these guys got flamethrowers. They shoot some flames to scare them off a bit, but then they start routing because they have crap morale. AA units are shooting, and now these tanks are just point blanking them. They're trying to get a good aim, but they can't. They're too panicked. And this guy still has an optical failure, which means he can't see. So he's pretty, screwed. Unless he's gonna fix it in like 2 seconds. Alright, he can see again. It's a miracle. So as you can see, the command vehicle was undefended, but that didn't last for very long. Protocol can't see into this forest because of the fog of war. Right now he's moving up. We got some of these light vehicles popping out. We're gonna get some shots. This guy has a very terrible impact. These guys rout. And here he's taking some shots. Right there he missed. Terrible. That guy got taken out. These dudes are on fire, so they're critical. Right there, he loses 2 tanks. Right here, he's getting some flanking shots with these guys. But he is also getting shot in the back, so that's pretty bad right there. Right here, his AA decided to stop routing and actually help. So they do. These guys turn around, so they stop getting shot in the back. Right there, that one bites it. This one's coming like point blank. Dies. So the AA units come around here and start shooting into the woods. As you can see, it's very inaccurate fire here on both sides because no one got any veterancy, and plus they're using cheap units, which also suck with accuracy. Just dang it. Got these BMTs, and he's just letting them chillax there for a second. He's bringing up this one tank right here. It's kind of burned out. These dudes are routing. By routing, I mean sitting still and doing nothing. The best way to route. Trust me, I know. So eventually they decide they're going to actually try to shoot back. Isn't working too well for them because they're panicked. That one bites it, and that one bites it, and this one decides to route because he's freaking out. And they're out of fuel, so they can't really go anywhere anyways. They're sitting ducks, they just, die. They do what sitting ducks do best. So he's got this tank here taking shots at this AA unit that's trying to run away. It doesn't know where the fire's coming from, it can't see it. But it dies. Protocol sets up a defensive line because of all the losses that were taken. See, the enemy is badly injured. This is the time where I'm flanking to try and help Protocol out. And I'm getting some shots off at these infantry who expose themselves, which is never a good idea. If you have infantry in the town, you should keep them in the town because they're harder to see. And kill, for that matter. As you can see, these units are very damaged. They're not very good. Right here, get some shots on. That vehicle, which is driving backwards like a pro, by the way, gets killed. This is pretty much it, I guess, because most of the fighting's on my side. You know, Protocol's bringing up some tanks here. They get some critical hits. They get some kills. They're retreating now. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's them. These units finally get to see some tanks, so they open up. Get some kills. And the enemy starts retreating after that. He doesn't like sitting around. So here I'm bringing up these dudes. And this is where I lose the helicopter. You know, I'm shooting him while he's trying to retreat. And Protocol's bringing up his dudes, he's shooting. This looks really cool sped up. Takes out that unarmed. If this was armed, it would be able to try and suppress these tanks by shooting at them. It wouldn't do much damage, unless if it was armed with a grenade launcher, it would do some damage. But it would at least be able to do something rather than just die. Then again, they do cost more. So I guess the reasoning was it costs less, therefore it's going to be used. So yeah, this is pretty much the point where it's near the end. You know, they're charged for some infantry trying to get some damage or some hits in, and you just can't do it, you know? So he's trying to form a defensive line, but he has a lot of points at this point. Because of the points, they hold a lot more points than we do. They held number 4 for a while, so they have a lot of points to play with, but they're just not buying good enough units. And we're killing too many of their units to make the whole power and numbers thing valid. These tanks right here are just massacring them. So Protocol decides to press the attack as soon as these guys show up, and they literally, like, point blank, he kills all of them as soon as they get there. So he starts pulling back. As you can see, he loses all his tanks though. But the enemy doesn't know that, so they can't push the attack. And even if they did, I still have my tanks here. So they try to bring up more men. They got this FOB, which is good for them, because they get all automatically repaired as soon as they take damage. You know, stuff and thing. I'm going to speed up just a little bit more. A little bit more. Right there comes my missiles. Right there's my help. My whirlybird dies. It was a tragic day. Right there, Protocol moves up one of his tanks to get it repaired. Just fine by me. I enjoy sharing. Right there, his tank. As you can see, that went down really fast. These trucks don't carry much supply. So I move these things over, and I'm like, here, take these. But it doesn't matter because I get the last kill. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed stuff like that and things. I will see you next time.